Mason Murphy. Happy holidays to everyone. Thankful for my family. Happy Christmas, everybody.
Thanks, Mason.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. It's Sean Murphy. I hope you're having an outstanding evening. You know, tonight's conversation is about tradition. And in talking about tradition, you know, I went and looked it up. Because there's some things that we all believe that... There's things that we all believe that tradition is. And, you know, the key is that as we have this conversation to this evening, you know, traditions are actually carved in stone, aren't they? We see some, it's things that are passed down generation to generation. Wikipedia says beliefs or customs taught by one generation for the next, often orally. For example, we can speak tradition by sending birth announcements and family traditions at Christmas. What I really want you to understand about tradition is it's about family. It's about things that you do together as a community, as a group. You know, there's certain traditions that maybe one individual did in the family. Uncle Phil used to light the fire at Christmas, or you know, the fireworks on the 4th of July, or took kids fishing, or did something. But it was done with a community. That's where the significance comes in. You know, Mason welcomed everyone this evening because I told him what I was going to be talking about. He says, well, I want to participate. And you know what? That may become a tradition. I sure hope so. What I wanted to talk to you again a little bit is about, you know, as we review what traditions are, they're typically not flexible. And the reason that they're not flexible is because they're designed to keep a culture alive, a belief alive, a family unit alive, things that were done for years and years and years in the past. And, you know, what is your family tradition? Do you have some? Have you kind of lost some of the traditions that you had when you were a kid? Folks, I got to tell you, we need those traditions. We need to have those available to us. Need to have those available for the next generations. You know, I had a very small family growing up, an extended family. Because of where we lived, we didn't have all of our cousins and around, and aunts and uncles, so we kind of missed out on some of the traditions. Well, I'm wanting to make that change for my family, and starting to create traditions that are happening inside our family unit, because I think it's important as you look and as you build your traditions. What are they about? Now, you know, my focus in life is about being an accountability mentor, being a business mentor. Well, let me ask you this question. Some of the traditions that you have for your success, some of the traditions that you have that relate to where you are in life right now, some of those traditions are ones that were handed down to you as well. You know, the beliefs you have about money, the beliefs you have about success, the beliefs of where you should be in life as far as what careers you could have or what careers you could do. Maybe some of those were handed down to you as well. Maybe those are traditions that might be worth changing. The whole point of the conversation is, what is it that you do on a regular basis to keep your culture alive, to keep who you are as an individual alive? What is that tradition that you have towards building your future? What's that tradition you have towards doing more each week, being a little bit more each week with your family? What's a weekly tradition that you have? Do you have one? Do you have a daily tradition? You know, we call things that happen on a more regular basis, we call them a routine. I was out of my routine. I had to sleep on the other side of the bed, or I had to sleep on the couch, or had to, you know, went to a hotel. I hear so many people that say they can't sleep in hotel beds. Boy, I'm glad that's not me. With as many days as I spend on the road, I'd be a walking zombie. Well, why is it that some can, some can't? I don't know. Jim Rohn says that's one of the mysteries of life. Don't sign up for that class. I don't know why. But I do know that, maybe you can create your own traditions and make them a lifelong project. As opposed to, we talk about in the industry 90 days, our business is run on 90 days, 90-day pushes. That's true. That's very true. Well, what does the next 90 days for you look like? What does the next 90 days for your success look like? What's the next 90 days with your family look like? Can you spend a couple extra hours a month doing something, some family activities to create a tradition? Can you do the Sunday brunch, the Sunday dinner together? Maybe it's cooking a special meal each month. The next 90 days are coming. God willing, we'll all be on this side of the grass. So what's the tradition that you're going to put in place? What's that next tradition you could put in place? Or the ones you could rekindle? Because I got to tell you, folks, yeah, we all like routine. We all like being able to have some bit of life that's predictable. Well, what if there was a way? What if there was a way to increase the harmony inside your family? What if there was a way to increase the harmony inside your neighborhood? We have these get-togethers in our neighborhood community here. The fall festival, we call them, where all of the neighbors come and we have a little party get together. There's usually something that's either catered or someone cooks out. And then our street has a little party that's on Halloween, and it's chili night. And 6 or 7 people cook different kinds of chilies, and we all chili when we get down to the end of our cul-de-sac, and we put that out, and we all meet there, and the kids after about 8 o'clock go out and they go trick-or-treating, and they come back, and that's a tradition. That happens every year. Well, we're adding a new tradition to that. We're having a cookie exchange around Christmas time. Everyone's like, well, we haven't done that in 14 years. Yeah, it's maybe time to add some new stuff. That's what I'm trying to suggest to you here. When you want to go out and create the future memories that you're going to get excited about, maybe you need to lose some old traditions that you can't do it. Lose some old traditions that you just don't have the time, don't have the ability. I'd forget those traditions. I think you have the time. I think you have the ability. I think you have the passion, the desire, and you can do it. So during this holiday season, maybe you're going to take more pictures this year. I don't know. Maybe you're going to go volunteer somewhere, because you used to do that years ago. You used to go to the soup kitchen or to Salvation Army and donate your time or donate something each year. You used to take toys somewhere. If you used to do something that made you feel good, by gosh, do it this year. Do it now. Because what time is it? It's now. There is no other time. So as you go through this process and as you start to look back on some of the traditions that were part of your family's culture when you were growing up, maybe there's some traditions that your spouse has stopped doing because of your side of the family's traditions. I got to tell you, if there's something that you used to do that made you feel good, I can't urge you strong enough to do that again. Some of you watching me on Facebook, I started what could be a new tradition right now. It's up in the air about baking cookies and mason helping. I got to tell you, it's pretty fun. I'm a okay cook, but I don't usually follow the recipes, which there's a clue. Because it's. I have to, I'm one of those people that if I'm going to follow the recipe, and Michelle just gets a kick out of this, because I've got to I got to look like I'm on TV. Everything's got to be out, pre-measured, and in their little cups and everything else. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "That's what I'm doing. I'm baking." But I got to tell you, for as somewhat apprehensive as I was, the first ones turned out pretty darn good. It's much like our industry, our business. Imagine going out on your first prospecting call and the first one turns out okay. Why? Because I followed the recipe. You know what? That'd be a good tradition. Follow the systems, follow the teachings, follow the tools that your teams and your companies have in place. Follow the things that make your heart sing, for gosh sakes. Follow the things that make your heart sing. I got to tell you, because Michelle, those were sample cookies for something that we're going to give the cookies away next week for. So I did a test. I did a practice run. And it came out good.